with another episode of Bodybuilding's Amateur Hour, going into episode 9 with Josh, Alex, Big Jamie here. What's going on, Jamie? Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Josh. Hey, Alex.
Right.
Good to see you. Well,
good. How's it going?
Good to put the face with the name.
All right. So
Yeah,
just a
perfect.
just a disclosure. This is the second time we've done this. The first time we've done this, I screwed it up. Things just didn't work out right. So we're going to redo it again. And this time probably a little bit better. A little bit more comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
I got a couple new questions, which are a little bit more fun.
All right.
And Jamie, I love the background.
You like that? My girlfriend
Yeah.
set that up for me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
How do we get it? Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, she did a good job.
Okay. So for the people that don't really know you, I think hopefully, yeah, sneak that over. That's a good one.
Is that a custom belt?
What's that?
Is that a custom belt?
Yeah, that's from the Fox Lewis Classic. Yeah, that's for the overall
Nice.
champion. Yeah, that was a nice night. It was a good night.
That was a good night.
That was a good night. Yeah.
I was in the audience for that one.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and you were
What
at the
brand
land
is that?
expo. No? What's that? What
What
brand?
brand is that? The belt? Is that aesthetics or
I'm not sure.
athletic?
The cardio
didn't-
one, maybe.
Oh. I don't know. I don't see if there's any brand on it or anything like that.
Have
Anyway,
you used it at all?
I didn't put it on. No, it stood right there. No, that's where that's going to stay.
Just for decorations.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
So,
All right, Jamie, let's give a little bit of a rundown for the people that don't know who you are, or maybe they do, but they don't know a lot about you and your past bodybuilding career.
okay.
It's gonna take a few minutes because it's a long one.
It started way back when I'm 49. I'll turn 50 in August. And I started back when I was 14 years old in a basement of a buddy of mine. Yeah, and we started there, and then a local gym opened up in our small little community, and it's called Grizzly's Muscle Factory. And that's what I trained there probably with Dion and I, and a bunch of locals, Elton Dunn and buddy of ours, Corey McCormick. We all trained there starting out, and yeah, it was probably a year into it, and the owner he thought that Dion and I had a little bit of. And we were very big. I think my first contest I was 132, and Dion was 100. Dion was 128, and Mike Griffin was 127.
Oh my God, Mike was 127.
He was 127. Yeah,
Dude.
and then it went on from there. I just I got the bug. I competed in the Atlantics right 2 weeks later, and I got second in the Junior Atlantics, and then went on from there. And I competed probably, maybe in my juniors, probably 6-7 times, maybe something like that. I can't really remember. But then I moved on, and I competed pretty much. Well, for at least every second year for a while, and then it started getting twice a year, and then a little bit more. And when I hit 40, it was just like, let's do more shows. And yeah, I've been just going right out straight. This year here, I started dieting in July, really for the flex, and I never stopped really. Took Christmas, a couple weeks in Christmas where we just kind of trained a little tiny bit and never watched the diet a whole lot, and then right back on it again. So it's been a long while. I'm 30. I think this will be my 31st or 32nd contest.
You're doing the Toronto
Right.
Pro coming up, right?
Yeah, I'm Toronto.
I think you
I'm 20.
said this will be your 31st show.
Is that what it is? Okay,
if
yeah.
I
30.
remember correctly. Yeah.
Okay. So, and I did a couple trips to the Nationals. One when I was in 2001, I got third in the lightweight, and then in 2011 I got sixth in the middleweights. There was 13 in that class, and it was stacked too.
That's
It was.
crazy.
I thought for sure there was this smaller guy come out, and I said, "Holy dying!" I said, "He's in my weight class," and he was really, really short. And I said, "Well, he got to be heavy if he's up there and around our weight class." Oh, he was heavy, all right. took off his clothes and there was stuff hanging off of him that I never seen. Yeah, and he didn't even win. And he didn't even win.
Oh,
So it was a pretty good
it
class.
was a
I was bummed because it was my first time that I was in 2011. It was first time that I have never cracked the top three.
yeah.
So
It
I
would have
was
been
bummed
hard on
about
the
that.
ego.
Yeah, and when I come home, I kind of thought about it. I said, "Man, like you got 6. There was 13 of those animals, and you got 6. So be proud of that." So yeah,
Yeah,
I always see the good in it at the end. You might be a little distraught or a little upset about your placing and whatnot because everybody works hard. But at the end, you got to look at where you are and how much you progressed and what this prep maybe did for you for the next prep and a lot of that stuff, really, eh? So you
yeah, for
always look.
sure.
I always try to look for the best and everything of the positive in it to go for the next one. Learn anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I owned a gym. I bought a gym in 2007. It was Extreme Fitness. We called it Extreme Fitness, and I owned that for 10 years. Sold it in 2017, and yeah, and that's pretty
Uh,
much it.
how's that treating you? Alex is kind of on that adventure right now.
I loved I loved it until it got so much that it because I trained people and I owned the gym and I worked there and then I had my own job with Irving and it was just run. I had 2 kids, small kids that I raised, twins, and I was the coach on everything that they did. So I was busy. So when I did the
Right.
gym, it kind of made me not really want to go back. But when I was there again to train, it wasn't exciting as it was when I wasn't, didn't own it.
Wasn't
And there was a lot of
always
people.
there.
I was never off the clock neither. If I was
Yeah.
training, they would just come over and ask questions, and it just got a little
Yeah.
bit much at the end. But I mean, like if you have a staff and and if you can build up a good, clientele, then you can put staff in, and you just sit back, and that's when it would be fun because they know the owner's here and he's just here to train, and the staff will look after them and stuff like that. So it could have been better, but it's just a small area and it was a small little, you know, um, maybe 100 members. So there
Right.
really wasn't much room for a staff, really a whole big staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of like the type of gym that I'm that I'm anticipating or going to run towards the end of the year, early next year, probably.
hmm
I think right now they have around 120 members, so
oh
it's not a
yeah, well,
lot. Fairly
I,
small gym. It's over 3 stories, and
oh, that's a small gym.
oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah,
Like
I suppose depending on your community or where you live and what town or city
yeah,
or whatnot, right?
Well, his gym's going to be over in Germany also.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
So, not saying that's going to be much of a big. It's not going to be like different, and well, it's going to be different in some ways, but it, yeah, it's just going to be a very different scene, I guess.
yeah. Well, like I said, if you can staff it up, you'll be good. And 100 members, like I remember, even with the gym that I had, 100 members, it couldn't really hold anymore. I couldn't see through it half the time when it was like
Right.
when I took it over and then I built it up because of the training that I did offer with the memberships and stuff. It grew quite well, but at the end, like I said, it was just got to me and it was too much. But if you staff it up pretty good, I think you'll be okay. Yeah. 115 members, and if that's going to be your job too, that's different too
Yeah.
because you know what I mean. That's your day job, so
yeah.
that's you
Yeah.
know.
I could kind of, emphasize a little bit about that. I worked at Good Life in New Brunswick for about 2 years, selling memberships, right? So I was there for 8 hours a day, and like just dragging my feet. It was like the job was not good.
Yeah,
It's not good. But then you're there training for another hour and a half, and then adding cardio on top of that for maybe another 2 hours.
yeah,
So you're there for like, you know,
An
10
hour, dude.
hours, 11 hours, and
way
then
too
you're just
much.
like, you just don't want to be there anymore. And I competed twice while working there, I think, and it was really rough. It was long, long days, man. Like
I can imagine.
I would suggest if you work or own a gym, maybe go train at a different gym. Might sound
Yes,
weird, but like leave and train. If you're a trainer at a gym, I would go probably train at a different gym, even if it's another Good Life or just something else, just to, so you're not stuck there
That would
answering
have worked for me.
questions, right?
Hmm. That would have definitely helped.
Yeah,
Definitely
Yeah.
helped.
it would have helped too, but I didn't do that. But looking back, I was like, oh, I should have done
It,
that.
and it was my dream to own a gym, and I did it, and I successfully done it for 10 years.
Which
So it was
is
good.
which is amazing because that is so many people's dreams. Like
Hmm.
I think about it. I would love to have a dream, or
Yeah,
I would love to have a gym, and I even have like the name picked out. I have the layout in my head, what it would look like, and everything.
yeah,
It was like,
yeah. I still
but
have
You
up
just
in my gym, or up in the old gym. I still have. I just went in there the other day to pick up a little bit of supplements, and I looked up in the walls. And I still got the old trophies all up in the walls and stuff. And I'm thinking, I'd like to have them, but where would I put them? You know what I mean? And
right.
it was really nice to see them again up there, like the old ones with the rungs up the front and stuff.
Oh, those
Like,
are nice. Yeah.
oh, they're like 1992, and then I got, and then I went to the Olympia there one year for my 40th birthday, and I got a lot of pictures with the J and all that. They're all up around the gym too, and I
Oh,
kind of miss them. Right? It's memories, but they're there, and if I bring them out of there, then God knows where they'll go unless I have a nice place to store them.
yeah.
So, but anyway, that was on the side note. I really
This
good to see
just
them.
becomes a part of the gym too. I think it's like some of the
Yeah,
appeal of like some of the members probably like seeing that there.
they do. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and I know the owner really well. He's a really good friend of mine. So we just keep them there, and then he said they're fine. So, but it was nice to go in and see them, the old ones. Yeah,
Awesome.
reminisce some time.
reminiscent
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember
That's cool. So
a
you
lot
do
of
you
heart.
still train there every now and then, or was that
Well,
just
my son lives up there too. I live in Miramichi now, and he lives up there in Renews, and he trains out of there still. So I go up. I did go up there some with him before, and lately now I've been down here doing doing my prep in town, and don't really get it. And he had a little bit of problems with his stomach, so he was kind of off training for about probably 4 months, 4 or 5 months, because the last couple shows he's been training with me, and he came to the shows with me and all
That's
that their
awesome.
stuff and seen everything, so he's right into it. But yeah, he had a couple months off, so I was down here doing the prep for this Atlantics and Glads down here. Yeah, but we do hit up some workouts there in the summer when I'm traveling, because I travel to work that way, right? So on the way back, I'll stop and we'll hang out and train, and he'll come down too. It's
nice?
pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic, man. I wish I was able
Yeah,
to train with family members.
yeah.
My dad.
He's
So cool.
23 now, right? So he's starting to take some shape, and he wants to do some competing, and yeah,
Oh
so
my
it's gonna be it's,
goodness.
it's gonna be fun to kind of take that torch and pass it down.
Yep.
Yeah, and watch
For
him go.
sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'll be my next adventure.
Especially since you're able to make him prevent all the mistakes you've done along the way.
And you know what being young is like.
Yeah.
Just let's go, right? Hold her, bring the reins back. You got to bring the reins back, and we'll teach you
Yes.
how to go. I'll teach you how
Yeah.
to go. Teach you how to go. Yeah. So anyway, he's gung ho to grow.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really good. There we go. Awesome. So, yeah. There we go. Everyone's taking their little water breaks.
Yeah.
For-
Gotta stay hydrated.
Right.
Awesome. So, Jamie, how many weeks out are you right now
We
on the
are
Toronto Pro?
4 weeks and 5 days. 4 weeks and 6 days. 5 days. Yep.
And how you feeling? You
Sorry.
see,
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks and
In
five
3 days.
days. Oh, don't add any more.
Oh my God, no.
Right?
you sound
Yeah.
you sound really good for 3 weeks out, or three
I
and a
feel
half
good. I
weeks
feel
out.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel good.
That's awesome.
Adding
hasn't
food and
affected
eating a
you yet.
little bit is fun. What's that, Alex?
Yeah. Diet brain hasn't affected you yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I was busy all day, so I'm still kind of pumped and still not thinking about a whole lot. Yeah, yeah.
So when you're let's say if you're 3 weeks out and you've been like busy all day, like walking around doing stuff around the house, you've been like working pretty much.
Yep.
Does that how does that play on you mentally? I know a lot of people, including myself, I'm like, oh man, I can't be doing all this stuff. I can't be walking around. I can't be putting out this energy if I'm not training.
Yeah.
I
Well,
personally like kind of, I don't know, get a little stressed when it comes to that.
see, I
How do
was
you,
supposed to train. I was supposed to train today, and I just decided to take it off because we were busy doing the yard work and the shed there and stuff, and I just put it as if I'm doing extra work, extra cardio. I eat my meals every 3 hours, so I just put it down as body burning. My body is used to. I worked for Irving for 11 years, and I did. It's called block planning, and I walked when I get out of the woods, out of the truck. I probably walked 4 to 6 kilometers per day. So my body was used to that. Then I did
right?
contests. I did contests through that, and
That
I
was your
ate my meals.
cardio.
I did cardio. Yep, that was my cardio.
That was your
And
cardio.
I had to do it, right? So I made sure I had enough food that every 2 hours I ate. And when I was in the woods but my body was used to that. So me being out in the yard working while I'm dieting is great for me. It takes my mind off the food. I still have a lot of energy. I'm eating 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. Now, for me, that's a lot because I had it down to 16 to 1,700 sometimes. Most of the times when I was cycling low, for the Atlantics, for the flex, and
Yeah,
so this is pretty much another 1,000 calories for me, right? So it's like
that's exciting.
yeah, it's a lot of for me. It's a lot of food.
Yep.
So I have tons of energy right now. Right now, I have
Right.
tons of energy, but I'm leaner now than what I was at the Gladiators, and
Oh,
and
good
it's
God.
and I'm still like I still have the energy, so it's good. I need another 3 pounds to hit the weight. I
Right.
was 179 this morning, 179.0. So
I'm gonna try to
that's
pull something up here. Give me 1 second. Do, do, do. Let's see. So you're a 179?
yeah, 179 this morning. I weighed in at the Atlantic's 177. I missed that by point
Well,
0.5. So
Right. Yeah, I remember that. That was so he stepped on the scale and you were just off.
I left the room at 176.6, and when I went down, and the year before, my
Right.
scales were heavy, so I thought for sure I was like 174, 175,
Can you guys see
and
that?
I can see it.
yep, we
That's on
do.
your screen. So there you are.
Front double.
Yeah, yeah,
That's at the Gladiators. That's pretty amazing.
that's a good shot. I like that one.
Yeah, that is
That's my favorite.
fantastic.
Nice shape, for
Yeah.
sure.
Like your legs are
Like the
crazy, and you're
flow.
you're leaner than this now. You say,
Yep. Well, I don't. I
or
probably
close
am
to
not
it.
close to it. It's still a little bit of water right there, but on me right now. But yeah, I'm leaner than that. Hmm.
And that's not a great shot. That's like someone's phone, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's you
That's
and
me and Dion.
oh, who's this? I just want to. What is this?
That's Dion and I. That's our first contest.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's
Love
Dion.
it.
I'm the short guy, and Dion's the tall guy, or the guy in front. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
in 1992.
that's awesome. You have great lats back then. Holy
Yeah,
smokes,
it was not too bad for 132 pounds.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. That was awesome.
So, yeah, that was a while ago. That was like I said, that was that Muscle Factory gym, the
Yeah,
very first one we were at. Yeah.
you would have kicked
So,
my ass back then.
well, how old are you, Josh? You 40?
40.
Are you
Yeah,
40?
just turned 40.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you would have been
Well,
11
when I
or
was that
9.
age, when I was
Yeah.
that age.
I competed against Mike Griffin probably. Well, I think it was the whole way through the juniors, and it was everywhere. Every time I showed up, he was standing back in the corner. I just kept shaking my head every time, and he was that guy that when you took off your clothes, you just said wow. And even at
So
junior, he was
yeah.
inside out all the time.
So Alex, if you're not aware of who Mike Griffin is, do you want to explain, Jamie? If
Yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Griffin. He works or he runs with Bruce Sweeney, Simply for Life in St. John.
yep.
So he's been
Okay.
competing with me. Well, not with me, but with everybody. He won Mr. New Brunswick's as a lightweight, 154 pounds. He won the Atlantic's overall as a lightweight, 154 pounds. He
Jesus.
won the Nationals lightweight at 154 pounds. He went
No
back again.
shit.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
back again, and he missed his weight cutoff by zero point 0.6 and had to go to the welterweights and got second in that, I think. Second or third in the welterweights. So he's
At
a fantastic,
154.6 pounds.
and he had 19-inch arms at 154 pounds. Yeah, he
Jesus.
was. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was a little tiny waist too. He beat guys like that were. I remember. Maybe you wouldn't remember Danny Langtang, Josh, but he was one of the big guys in Fredericton back in the day,
Yeah.
and it was supposed to be him and Danny, and Mike beat him at the end, and it was a big because it was like David and really Goliath. Like it was. I think Danny was 6 foot or 6'2", maybe, and Mike is 5'6", 5'5", same as me, and
Man.
154, 220. Wow.
It was pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So
That's mighty impressive.
that's
Yeah.
Mike Griffin. Yeah. So and he's still with Simply for Life, but he doesn't. He
Yep.
just trains. They just train now, and they're just doing the lazy family life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
the
great.
fun life. Yeah, just great. He just loves it too. So, but anyway, so every time I showed up somewhere, that's where he was. I remember one time I went to the island as a junior, and I looked over in the corner because we had just competed the weekend before, and he beat me, and I didn't know he was going this way here. And I showed up, and he was standing over in the corner with his father again. Anyway, the weight class, they put it all as in one open instead of lightweight and heavyweight,
Yeah.
and he went in and he won that, and I got second. Yeah. Oh, in the opens, like a junior open, you know what I mean? It was the first time they ever done a junior open. Back in the day, we always had there was junior lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight.
Right.
Back in the day, that's how many competitors there was in juniors. We had 3 weight classes, and then there was an overall. You know
So
what I
now
mean?
there's just yeah.
Now it's just one class, one
So
open,
there
isn't
might
it?
be like one or two guys coming in from
Yeah,
juniors
right.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was always when I competed, it was flooded all the time. It was like
So
made it
Alex,
fun.
the shows that you've been going to recently, what are the bodybuilding attendance like there? Is there a lot of bodybuilders? Are there's many juniors? Like what's the up in like Alberta and BC?
You mean me?
Yeah, yeah.
No. Well, overall, like the only other show I did besides the Arnold was the Rebrand Classic, right, in Westminster.
Right.
And overall, I think there were 76 athletes in total. But as far as bodybuilding goes, I think I had 4 guys in my class, and there were only, I think, 3 weight classes for open bodybuilding. And then in the juniors, I think there were only 2 or 3 guys, if I'm not mistaken. So there were not a
Yeah.
whole lot. Biggest class was classic physique. So
Right.
Yeah.
they had 3 height categories. So,
Yeah,
and
that's really
then each
taken over.
each height category had like I think 7 or 8 athletes, and then the majority were bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, it
that
used to be
seems to be the
different. Like when
trend all over the place.
the most I had in my class was 18 guys
Wow.
in the
That's
junior
pretty.
division. Junior division
That's like our
lightweight.
gladiators.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big class.
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
Many call-outs? Was there, Alex?
Oh yeah, definitely. Longest
Yeah.
prejudging I ever did.
Yeah, that really
Was exhausting.
really sickens me, all them call-outs. I hate to
Yeah.
say it out loud, but I hate it. And I mean, you shouldn't hate it, but I just
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah, no, I have to
No.
say I prefer it that way rather than they letting you do, I don't know, maybe 4 mandatory poses and then do like kind of like an elimination round because I had that happening too. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
first qualifier I did in Prague in 2017, Evert's Prague Pro. I had we were 28 guys in the heavyweights, and
Oh
they did
man.
an elimination round so that they would basically pick
Oh
out
yeah.
18 guys. So they had groups of 6 come on stage. Then they would do. We only did 4 out of 8 mandatory poses, and that was the show for me.
Okay.
So you would
Yeah.
go and you would be up on stage for like a minute, maybe not even that
Not
much,
even,
and
not
then
even.
that could be it. You were done. That,
That was it.
all
Yeah.
that
In
would
That.
have.
total, I
Yeah.
think
No, that's
25
different. I wouldn't like
seconds,
that.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
That'd be heartbreaking.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
would.
Yeah, for all that
Yeah.
work that you put into it.
yeah, tough class, man. The entire top 6 are
Yeah.
212 pros now.
Oh
Well,
really?
With that
well, then
show.
that kind
Yeah.
of makes sense for that. But
Yeah.
all right, so let's get into some of the viewer questions. If that's all cool with you guys, that's all good.
Yes. Let's do
Sure.
it.
Um, uh, this one I guess is towards you and I, or I'll let you handle it there, Jamie. Is about
Okay.
any challenges that comes across as becoming an older bodybuilder, like 40s and up, than you noticed in like when you were 20s and 30s.
Ah.
Is there anything
I,
new that's
I
coming up that you're finding? And
no, not
Alex just
really.
have to get.
I'm sorry. It's better when I'm older like this. It's better. I used to have more elbow pains and shoulder pains back in the day, and now I learned how to train my rotor cuffs a little better and to keep them stronger. And I have no shoulder pains, no elbow pains. I have no knee pains. They always pained before when I was younger. Yeah, the diet was harder when I was younger. I know it's better as I get older. I gotta
No,
say it.
and that's fantastic because I'm kind of on that verge too,
Yeah.
where I think we were getting a little bit more smarter, right? And we learned how to train a little bit better,
Yep.
and like things don't hurt as much. I think I'm a little bit more fatigued than I would have been. I think personally, maybe it also because I'm like I have like a new job and that's like kind of kicking my ass right now.
Yeah.
But besides that, like yeah, I think I'm 40 and I haven't peaked yet. I'm still going. I'm still getting better.
Yeah.
And I would take that's probably kind of the same for you, Jamie. That's why
It
you're
is.
still.
And it is, Josh. It seems like each show now I can actually bring, whether it be leaner or a little bigger or maybe a structural change, a little tiny bit. It seems like each show I can do that, and that makes it better for to keep on competing and stuff, right? Because you still have something left to give and something left to maybe better yourself on. Because bodybuilding, let's face it, bodybuilding is bodybuilding, and if we're not doing something productive, then it feels like we're just stagnant, and that's when it feels like it's not fun anymore,
Right.
probably.
That's when it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
When changes when you're really trying to battle to stay the same is when it
Yes.
kind of sucks. I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
So Alex,
So
cool. That's good news for you.
yeah. I mean, I did when I was in my 40s. I did tear my bicep and my tricep, but it was totally untraining related. But we all know that it was probably from tendon wear or maybe weak
Right.
bicep, weak tricep from training or whatever, right? So or tightness. So, but yeah, I done that, and that never happened when I was younger. And I've
So when
played a
you
lot of
tore your
sports and trained.
tricep and bicep, did you like during the healing process? Were you still in the gym training?
Yeah, I asked the doctor, and he said, "Yes, sure, no problem. As long as you pin your elbow or your shoulder where it needs to be, so it doesn't move, you're good to go." So I slinged it up, and I went at it. And I kept the blood flowing, and kept training one side, kept training my legs, and it come really fast. I was back. Like I tore my bicep. I tore my bicep in 2016, right after the Gladiators, first Gladiators. I
Yeah.
tore my bicep pushing a car
Okay.
out. I slipped. hyperextended it, and tore the bicep. And
Oh,
like I said, I think I was 40, 42, maybe, I think. And I thought, because I was going strong, I was having fun. We
yeah.
just finished the Gladiators. I got the invite to that. It was the very first one. So it was a lot of fun, right? It was a lot of hype. And I was just, yeah. So when this happened, I thought to myself, this is what's going to end it right here, right? I've been doing
Right.
this a long time. I can't recover from this or whatever. So I just didn't let it. I didn't let that happen. Was determined anyway, and I slinged it up, and I went at it. I killed it until about 6 weeks. She started performing a little bit better, and the year after that, the next year around, I went on to win my first two overalls, Mr. St. John and Mr. New Brunswick, a year
That's
later.
awesome.
Nice.
So
And kind of
yeah.
the same thing with your tricep too, right? You just kept at it, and
Yes, just well, I knew then, right? Like I knew that it wasn't going to stop me. So
right.
I just did the same thing. I put it up in the sling and whatever, and I went at it, and I trained the rest of my body and the blood flow, and yeah, the blood flow just kept going through and healed up really quick.
That's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah, it's just like this. It's just a lot of people will have an injury and just like take weeks off the gym, take months off the gym, and just like, oh, I can't train. Someone has
Yeah.
like, you know, stubs their toe. Oh God, they're like, I'm done for a week. I'm
Yeah.
up. God, I gotta elevate my feet.
I know. It's just if you love something enough and don't want to give up, like because I know my ex-wife must have had me quit maybe 4 or 5 times, like
Right.
retire. Once you do 30 some shows and you're just doing local shows and they're the same ones and over, trying to win an overall and doing what you think would be your top when you
Right.
were young. I want to win an overall. I want to win an overall. Well, I won an overall. Now what? Right?
No,
So
she's
so
like,
it's always, yeah, but and she was just she it was pretty much time,
and that's
but
why
I
she's your
didn't I did
ex-wife.
yeah, that's right, and that's why I did not want to stop, and
Right.
I just stopped saying I'm retiring. It didn't happen, and you know what? There's no retiring.
Yeah.
I'm just either going to train and compete and whatever, and just keep going and having fun.
No, that's man, that's a wonderful. I love that kind of mentality. That's a great lifestyle, and I think that's probably how I'm gonna be throughout this whole journey.
Yep.
I feel I retired 3 times already, and I'm still and I'm only 40.
It's in
And
us, and
yeah,
it's a part of our lives. I mean, we've been doing this since, like Josh. When did you start? Late,
my first
early?
my I started late. I could show you god awful pictures, but I started pretty. I started my first show was 2013, but again
Right,
I started training when I was 14 years old, but I was
right.
also into a lot. I was also into martial arts and hockey, and I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know. I didn't have anyone that knew what they were doing.
I know.
So
I hear you.
I spent many years fat and fat skinny kid, very flexible fat skinny kid.
Right.
And I remember when I can still remember the first time I hit a 135-pound bench press. I was 23 years old,
Yes.
right? Like that's like how
Yes.
bad it was.
Yes.
Just
Ah.
because I didn't have the nutrition behind me, I
Oh,
wasn't fueling my body properly.
mhm.
I was in my 20s when I hit that, and I was like, I can still remember where I was and who I was with that day.
Yeah. Well,
And
even
it's
when
like,
when I grew up, there was no internet. Like, how
yeah,
long did I go without just? And I was and being in a small little town where there's no info except for two other bodybuilders that look like bodybuilders. So
right,
you just kind of just keep on going. There's no, you grab a book or So the nutrition, like just to get back to what we didn't have the know-how to eat, right? We didn't,
Yeah, I didn't
even the
have it.
training, there was nothing. You just picked up what you picked up and asked and talked and went to shows and seen people. And those were your celebrities back in the day. You know what I mean? So you ask those people, those were the bigger guys, and you got a little bit of information, you run with it. So it was a little bit difficult
Yeah,
growing up that way,
it
right?
was. Yeah, for sure. My life didn't change until I actually moved to St. John, New Brunswick, and I met Devin Trenholm.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, turn around, and then I was like, he just like literally shone a flashlight in my face and was just like, "This is what you gotta do." He showed me the light, put me in the direction,
Yep.
and things just
Yeah,
started to change.
Devin's good.
Yeah.
I like Devin. Yeah, Devin's really good. Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was like, I was 20, 26, 27 years old by that point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, better late than
yeah,
never. You still
that's
love
true.
it the same. Still love it the same as us two. So, and the rest
Yep.
of us, that's the thing.
Oh, I loved it even back then. I just didn't know what I was doing. Right?
I yeah, I
I
feel your
would
We
pain.
all did.
We all didn't.
I would go to the gym and work out for like 2 hours, then run on the treadmill and come home and not eat because I think, or have like a bag of popcorn or Pop Tarts or something and be like, oh, it's like, whatever. I didn't think food had anything to do with it. There was no education. And
Yeah,
my family members were not educated in that at all. So they
no,
didn't know. And
mine
like,
either.
so it was just like, no clue.
So,
Just,
hey, so you can imagine with no nutritional knowledge and
yeah,
loving cookies, you can imagine what I was like.
right?
I love I love cookies, right? So without no nutritional values and nothing to kind of go by, the odd cookie slipped in here and there, more than one. So I did almost when in my off season, I would just kind of almost go bleh, almost
Right.
like I didn't really train, and I did, right? But it just really didn't know how to eat, and yeah. Anyway, and that's just
So,
all in the learning process, though,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
right?
suggest like if people are watching this that are like brand new and trying to figure out what the hell to do, talk to people, right? Get in there, get a
Yeah.
coach, talk to us, reach out, talk to us, talk to somebody that is doing it.
Yes.
Um, you can go online and look at stuff and read stuff, but there's just so much information out there. It gets confusing and it gets like
Misleading.
very
Yeah.
contradictive. So I
Yeah.
find one person that you trust and that doesn't not necessarily looks like they know what they're doing, but can prove that they know what they're doing,
Yes.
and follow them, take their advice, and because there's a lot of people out there that look like they know what they're doing and are good bodybuilders, but
Yeah.
they're
But
not good
nutritionists,
coaches.
no, they're not. No.
There's a
No.
lot of
Well,
them.
Any.
there's
Yeah,
type of bodybuilders. There's one type that actually knows what he's doing, and then type two is the guy that gets his plan and just executes whatever the plan says
right,
Yes.
and
without
exactly
questioning anything. So,
right,
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the
and the
best thing a beginner could do is actually to hire a coach. Because if you hire a coach, you have to pay that guy for giving you the knowledge. So I think you'll end up appreciating it more
You
and
do.
won't end up taking it for granted as to if someone in the gym tells you what to do.
right.
Yes.
I 100% agree. I'm sure this
I
goes
do
with
too,
both of you
Alex.
guys. Yeah. Where someone will approach probably Alex or you, Jamie, and ask you a question or ask you a tip, and you sit and explain to them for a few minutes, and like give them your time, and
Hmm.
then you find out, a month later, a couple days later, are they following what you said? No.
No.
You said that's just a
Nope.
waste of your time, their time.
When
It's
I owned the
frustrating.
gym, they would come up to me and say, "Could you do me a little diet program?" And
Yep.
I said, "Yeah, sure." So I do them up a little program for them to get started going. And 2 or 3 days later, you couldn't do that up for me again. I lost that. And I
Right.
did that up again. Well, that didn't last too long, and then they started paying. If you're going to pay, you're not going to lose it again because you don't want to pay
Yeah,
again. So I made
Right.
sure
Yeah.
that they didn't lose it anymore. So yeah, keep them accountable, Alex. That's the thing. Keep them accountable for charge, and then they won't lose it again, or they'll either everybody wants value for their money, right? So if they pay for
Exactly.
something, they'll use it. They'll use it.
Right. Yep. It's so true.
Mhm.
That kind of goes along with one of the questions I got here is what advice would you give people who are just starting out in bodybuilding and are struggling to see any progress? So if you're just starting out and you're struggling to see progress, usually there's something wrong. Because if you're a beginner, that's usually when some of the best progress happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would,
I'd ask them what their nutrition was like, and start with that. What their food is like.
yep.
I mean, if you see them in the gym and you know they're training, something's not giving them progress, right? So it's usually outside the gym. Usually outside the gym. And there's
I
not too
agree.
many things that it could be, really, right? It's either food or you're not training. Either one. So let's go with one because I see you doing the other one.
100%.
And that's where I'd start with it. First thing, ask questions.
Yep. For
Agreed.
sure. How long do you deal with? How did you deal with injuries and setbacks? We already went over that one. Um, how
Strap
soon
them up
is
and keep going.
how soon is too soon to take PEDs?
How soon is too soon? Alex, you want this one?
For PEDs,
How soon is too soon to take PEDs? If you're just starting out, or if you're looking at doing your first show and you're just starting into it, when would you suggest someone to jump on if ever? Go to the dark
to be
side.
honest, if they maxed out their natural potential for the most part.
I think that's the
I started
thing. I
at
think you
10.
got that, Ren. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I started training in 2005, and April 2015 was when I started my first cycle. And I did 11 shows at that time already.
Yeah, I was 35, I think, before I started doing any PDs.
Yeah.
So, and I
That's awesome.
started competing when I was 18. So, and
Yeah.
I
I was
probably,
24
no.
when I
Right.
started my first cycle.
So it's good to put just as much time in as you can and make the most of everything before you even
Yeah.
start that.
Exactly.
Because then you're going to get the most out of everything after that too. Right? So get
So
yourself to
I
the
yeah.
limit. Get yourself to the potential limit.
So my story is slightly different. I started weight training seriously in my early 20s and then into my mid 20s. And I did my first show 2013 and I was like, okay, cool, all natural. I did my second show natural 2015 and I'm still training, but I'm not getting any bigger. Like there was no progress. I was eating, I was working with a coach. I was like, what the hell's happening? I went and got blood work done. And my natural test levels were so low that I was like, the doctors wanted to like investigate and to see what is wrong with me. Like
Scary, dude.
that's probably one of the reasons why all through my training in my teens and my early 20s, there was
Yeah.
no progression. It was one of the big reasons.
No.
Even though I was eating half decent and then started eating a lot better into my late 20s,
Mm-hmm.
there was still no progression. Nothing was changing. And then when I can't remember my numbers exactly. That was quite a while ago. But yeah, so I went and got blood work. Then the doctor prescribed me testosterone cream to put on. I was like, I
Where do
don't
you
Food
want
is
know.
my,
like food.
where do I put that cream?
Where did I put this?
What do I do with the cream?
Where does this go?
Yeah.
And then we discussed that, and I was like, no. Then my doctor uh, subscribed like injectable shots, and then that's where I started. And then I started. It was not covered.
Right.
So they got very expensive very quickly. So I kind of, backed off of that doctor and found my own other doctor. So, so, so he
So,
helped me out with that, and that's kind of how I started along the ways. Was actually like through like blood work and figuring out that there was something going on, and I just remember within the first 2 weeks of like the doctor subscribed testosterone, how amazing I felt compared to what I thought life was naturally like. As just in the way of like an overall sense of well being was just so much better. Because my my testosterone was low, my estrogen was like too high compared to what my natural test levels were, and I was just not great. And then once we added
well,
that
that's
in, just
a different story then, right?
what's that?
So that's obviously a different story then.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like there's like that was it was definitely something that kind of but ever since then I've cycled
So,
on and off, on
so
and
you
off.
don't you don't have to stay on it all the time. You cycle on and off.
Yeah, no, I still come on and off, and I like just to give our system a
Body of work.
break,
Yeah.
and so even though but when I do come off within like about 3 months, I can really actually then I start getting like real low, and I can feel it everything's starting to suck again.
Hmm.
So it's kind of sad and kind of disappointing that it's kind of like that, but
Well, that's just genetics for you, right?
yeah, it's kind of how it goes. Kind of
And
how
you're
it.
Wouldn't it be smarter then for you to stay on a TRT dose, like an actual TRT dose in
which
between cycles?
which I normally do. For the most part, I do. I usually will drop down to about like 100 to 150 for like a TRT and just kind of cruise along there. But that's like I've experimented with coming off completely. I just want to see what would happen and how it would feel. But for the most part, and through most of my years, yeah, it's just a straight TRT.
hmm
Yeah.
So it keeps things working right, and
Yes.
so it keeps life a little bit
Yeah,
brighter.
yeah, because you naturally don't have a high testosterone. So my
Yeah,
my recommendation would obviously go to a young individual whose testosterone or hormone levels are in balance, just like they were with me. Like when I started lifting, I was basically eating everything and as much as I could. And the first year I put on 45 pounds.
that's
Wow.
crazy, right? So we're like very
45
opposite.
the first year, and then 30 the next year. So after 2 years, I went from 115 to almost 200 pounds.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. If the guy said he was eating tons, and you really believed him, then yeah, you'd have to next way go medically and
Yeah.
see what's
Yeah.
going on there.
So yeah, there's a couple of different things. Yeah.
Hmm.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about bodybuilding and how people view us in public?
Huh. Well,
Bodybuilders are stupid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bodybuilders they're just steroids. I could be that if I just did steroids. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
could look like him if I just did. Yeah.
just did steroids. Yeah. No. No.
Yeah.
Maybe, but no.
No. Yeah. No matter, I think, no matter, what do I say, like
That's
80,
my biggest thing.
what do you think, like 70% of the people, guys in the gym probably are on something, but they just don't look like it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
80% probably.
Yeah.
Just the average Joe. I talk to a lot of them, and
Oh, yeah.
there's really no reason for them, no rhyme or reason for them to do it.
Yeah. I know a lot of
You know?
people. yeah, come to me, and they're like, oh, they like come to me now because I the way that I look now and the competitions that we do, and they're like, can you sell me this? Can you sell me that? Do you have this? I'm like, no, no, I
Yeah.
can't do any of that stuff.
No.
And then it's like, it's not really what I'm there for. And then I'm like, why are you doing a competition? No, no, like summer's coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
this is
I
not
love
cool.
that. I heard it all. I own the gym. I
Yeah,
heard it all. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, whatever anybody wants to do, they can do it. But don't look down on somebody else, or you know what I mean. But that goes with anything in life too, right? Everybody's always looking to judge.
right.
And I
No
mean, we
matter,
we look we look good. We work hard for how we look, whether it be contest or not. We work hard to gain. We work hard to lose. We work hard to stay healthy. We work hard in all of the aspects of bodybuilding, right? So don't need to look down on us, but they just don't know.
right.
But they don't want to learn either. They don't want to listen, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
But
like,
that's my
Yeah.
biggest thing is uneducated people about our world and ready to judge at the drop of a hat too.
for sure.
So
I think I would say the same thing with someone. I've someone was talking negatively about gear and steroids, but I'm like, well, do you judge your girlfriend for taking birth control pills?
right.
Do you judge her for getting Botox? It's like they're all altering your chemical makeup, right? Just they're just doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Alcohol's poisoning.
yeah,
Exactly.
It's poison. It's poison. If you drink enough, you're going to throw up. So, and that's just look. You do that, they'll do that all night or all weekend long, and not
right.
think nothing of it. We don't. I
No,
don't. I don't. I drink a little bit, but I mean nothing, right? And I know none of us here do because of what we do and what our commitments are, right? So I
yeah, we
know we don't.
can't. Yep.
Right. I can tell you even before you even ask, right? It's
Right.
we
Yeah.
can't. So anyway, but that's another thing. They're so easily to do that. Shove that down their belly.
Shove that. Yeah. Put that in them, and then come
Yeah.
back and judge. Come back and judge someone that is working their ass off and
Yep.
dieting and looking. Yeah. And in and out of the gym every day, and
Yeah.
like
And
sacrificing so much.
demolish all of that for one thing, that you know makes us really competitive,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and
Yeah.
we're in a
But
sport
we're the
that's
weird
competitive.
ones.
Yeah, we're the weird ones, right? Yeah. And if you looked at every sport around, you're going to find it through the whole system,
Yeah. There's no
everywhere
getting
and
around it.
anywhere. No,
So
no.
kind of sticking on the same subject, we'll go to one of those questions that we had last time. Is bodybuilding enhanced harder than bodybuilding natural? What do you think is like? What did you find the hardest when you were natural or enhanced when you were competing?
Holding size, maybe.
Like
Trying
I
to
mean,
diet hard.
like what was like? Was it harder to compete natural than enhanced? Like, was there more suffering involved when you were natural?
Well, for me, it was a long time ago, but yes, there was always suffering back in that days. It seemed
Yeah.
like it was always suffering. Like when I
Right.
started dieting, it was like almost torture right from day one to the end of it. And losing weight, it was hard.
Oh God. Yeah.
Hold it, you know what I mean? And then trying to keep the muscle there too, because we weren't very big. 140. I competed most of my days at 150, 149, 150, 152. Most of my lightweight was in that range, right? So
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
hold muscle and diet and like I said in the off season, she didn't know what I was doing, so I was heavy, sitting at 190 pounds with probably 30, 40 pounds body fat, or maybe 180 at 30 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Very
sure.
small, very small individual with lots of body fat to lose and to hold that muscle
Yeah.
at the same time. Well,
Yeah.
let's go.
It,
So that would be
100%.
probably the hardest part of that was trying to keep all of that together and make something at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then give yourself, and maybe decide 3 months out that I'm going to compete 12 weeks, and give yourself 12 weeks. That's not enough time
You
if
lose
you're
40
40
pounds of
pounds
fat.
overweight, right?
Yeah.
So I remember I got called on a kind of a challenge that if I went to this show that I'd be beat no problem. So I was just young, and I said, "Holy shit! There's only 6 weeks left." Well, I started 6 weeks out, and I think I had to lose 30 pounds,
Oh
25, whatever
man.
it was. I compete at 150, and I know I always used to stay around 175, 180 when I was young, and I know I competed at 150. So it was 25 pounds or whatever. Anyway, I did go, and I got second, but because Mike Griffin decided to show up again, but
That
I did get
guy.
second. Yeah,
Damn it,
I
Mike.
did good. Yeah,
That's
that old Mike.
That's
So
awesome. That's crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
man. I remember when I was doing my natural shows that the suffering was like the craziest I've ever experienced trying to drop the weight down and the
yeah.
cardio and like I remember being in tears in the gym at times and just be going like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is so stupid.
And us being smaller too, Josh, with less
Yeah.
muscle too,
Yeah.
right? Burn less calories, right? Back in the day too, you're
So
sitting at 100 and whatever, 150 pound of muscle
100 yeah, I was yeah.
or what? I mean, earlier days was 130 to
My
150,
yeah,
right?
my earlier days was like in the 130s to 40s. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. So you're trying to burn calories with 130 pounds of muscle, and you with 30 pounds of body fat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't great.
no. So yeah,
No,
it was a little bit
I would say the
difficult. And
same
back,
thing.
I was gonna
yeah,
say, what was your natural days like, Alex?
My natural days,
Yeah.
about the same. Yeah, I would definitely say I had to suffer a lot more when I was natural prepping for shows, but only because I would always do both seasons. So I would compete early in the year, but then also in fall as well. So in
Oh
between, I
yeah.
had
oh
4 months that would get really fat. So
Yeah.
usually my off-season weight was always 220 to 230, and I was competing at 160. So
yeah.
Oh,
twice a
that's
year, I would actually drop from 230 down to 160.
Wow,
dude, that's wild. Yeah.
that'd be crazy. That'd be hard.
So I
Was
think
your
that's why there was a lot more suffering involved. But overall, compared to prepping for a show now, um, overall I feel way more fatigued and terrible.
yeah, okay.
Like
Yes,
That makes sense.
it took more in order to get in shape natural, but getting in shape enhanced at this level now feels a lot worse. Like just day-to-day life, tying your
Just
shoes and stuff like that, just bending down. Dude,
right.
it's not easy.
Yeah.
it's not easy. What do you weigh now,
Especially
Alex?
I
Because
was 237 this
you're just off
morning.
your contest,
Yeah.
what were
and you're
you?
what? How a
So
month? You're a month off the show? Month?
about 6 weeks, yeah.
6 weeks?
So I'll put on
Right.
17 pounds in 6 weeks.
Well, that's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, still relatively
Well, you
good.
take out.
I'm up
Yeah,
12.
12's good, Josh. That'll be
12
your
from
max
the
now, won't it, for
12
a
from the
while?
gladiators. I'm trying to get heavier. It's just
It's not happening. Or
I'm trying.
you're eating. Well, try eat some junk.
Dude, I'm having
No, I'm
like
just joking.
cookies and cinnamon buns every day. I can't. I don't know. It's not working.
Uh, it'll come. She'll that'll
It'll
metabolism will
slow.
slow down a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, that's crazy, Alex. Like, yeah, that's big.
Yes, that's
Yep.
big, and then in a short time in between, you just get there,
Oh
and then you
yeah,
be back down. Yeah,
definitely
Awesome.
noticed that for sure.
yeah,
Also because it's mostly water weight, so
Right.
my endurance is kind of meh right now. I
right.
noticed that like when I cycle to work, for example, it's only like 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm gassed, dude. When I get to work, like I
Yeah.
gotta sit down for 5 minutes. Like the
It's
pump
like,
in my
do
legs,
you bring a change of
crazy.
clothes?
Oh yeah,
You're
I got two
sweating like.
t-shirts.
Uh,
Do we
Yes.
have any pre-workout rituals that we do before, like, do you have like something that we always do before we train? I have to have the
Yeah,
same
I do
No.
locker.
actually.
I have to have the same locker in the locker room. Like
Oh, really?
I'm that kind of guy. I go if that locker is taken, I have to find one the closest to it.
Yeah, no,
Like
me, I just drive to the gym and shoes are there. That's it. There's no ritual for me. No.
no, I usually have to like listen to like some kind of crazy music on the way to the gym. Have my same locker room. Uh, my pre workout or my pre workout usually something like that like on the way there.
Yeah.
But
Well, I get my pre-workout. I'm always up early. My girlfriend trains with me and diets with me. She does the whole thing with me. It's amazing, is what it is. She's
What a
amazing,
that's
and
blessing.
cool.
yeah, right.
You're
And
lucky.
she's a really good cook. So my food for my prep, maybe that's why it's a little bit better too. But my food for my prep has been cooked for me, and like I have wraps and she'll make like pizza wraps and stuff with the right amount of stuff what I need and all my calories are in the right place and
Yeah, that's a
just one sec. Oh, thank you, and brings me
see.
coffee. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
It
So
gets better than
I
that.
usually I'm usually up in the morning early. I just wake up. I'm usually up at 5:36, and I just start around with a coffee and a pre workout, and I wait for her, let her sleep a little longer. I'm off my work right now. Usually, I work in the woods. I'm a supervisor for a logging company, so we have shutdowns in the spring because the roads are too dirty, too muddy for driving.
Right.
So the government shuts them down, and we're not allowed to do that, right? So actually, so I'm off right now and for a few weeks,
Nice.
and I think I'll be off. I think the way it's playing out, I'll be off until the 6th or 7th after the show. So the Tuesday
Oh.
after we come back on Monday, so the Tuesday I'll be back to work that week. So I have this whole last 4 weeks just to do
Oh.
prep at home.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm up in the morning and I mean I go a little bit fasted. I don't get her up maybe for an hour and a half, whatever. But I'm just chilling. I'm outside chilling with a coffee and enjoying the morning and listen to a little meditation and yeah, and get my day started. And
Beautiful.
yeah,
That's
it's great having her. She trains and does what I want, or does not what I want. Sorry, does everything
that's good too.
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah, so it's been great. Yeah, it made preps a lot
definitely
better
a
to not
keeper.
have. Well, not to have somebody, and I mean, no offense to anybody that, and they're right to do it, whatever. It's my choice to do what I do. But when you have somebody in the house that eats unhealthy all the time, and maybe you have two kids that like to eat
Yeah.
Pop Tarts and stuff and go to McDonald's and you're coaching them hockey and you run to the McDonald's afterwards, you sit with your black coffee while you're doing your prep and you go through all that. I did all of it.
Right.
And to have somebody now that actually preps the same as I do and trains the same as I do and does cardio and wants to do it. Oh,
It's
it's
just yeah.
amazing to have that support and stuff, right? And I always
Yeah,
had the
That's
from a
support
mental
before.
aspect alone.
Yeah, I'm not saying my ex-wife wasn't supportive because yeah, she was. And I mean, who competes 20 some times and you don't have a supportive wife? You
yeah.
do,
That's almost
right?
yeah. That's
Right. And my kids
Yeah.
were great. They were always great, and that's why we were always great. We did the hockey and and everything worked
hmm
out great. Everything was great. The family life and everything went great. And but it's different. It's a change in my life now, and it's a difference in my life, and it's fun. I'm having a blast, and
yeah.
like pertaining to competing and bodybuilding and
Right.
everything is 110%.
Good for you.
Yeah, man. It's awesome.
And it's nice to say when you're like 24 days, 25 days out from a contest, from the Toronto Pro, your
That's
biggest show
it.
you're ever going to do, right?
Yeah. That you can like just cruise into it. You're like totally just
Just cruise
chilling
in.
and yeah.
I'm going to make sure that weight gets down underneath. I'm not doing that up there, trying to get that
no.
weight. No,
Awesome.
I took a couple more like water pills than what I wanted to, right? And I don't usually only take one or so, and that
Right.
it seemed like it kept pulling on me. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't load, would fill up good. It would be there,
Right.
and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it would go. It would
I've
be
had
there,
that issue in the past
go.
too. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
And it
for
didn't
sure.
it didn't it wasn't like it was leaving fast, but it was almost like it was leaving when I got to the show. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
And
yeah.
for some reason, I just wouldn't sit down and relax neither. And there's a few things that I've learned, and each show, if you don't learn, you cease to learn, you cease to
Right.
live. So I learned a few things, and I'm going to put them to work up there in Toronto and make sure I.
Well, I can say I'm grateful for that.
No,
I'm grateful that it happened to you. So
Josh, I didn't screw up. It really, I didn't. I found I looked fantastic. I was looking. I mean, you beat me fair and square, and you looked phenomenal. You did.
Well, thanks. But
it's just learning things, right?
Yeah,
To
for
make
sure.
sure you don't do it again. Don't do it again.
don't do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to get my weight down in underneath the 176 and
You're
bring it back up.
You're gonna dominate it for sure.
I hope so. I'm going to
You will.
hope so. There's a lot of I've been just cruising and looking at all the rules and stuff, and you got to have like I think in the Masters there's got to be 5. There's got to be 5 Masters, so it can be 3 in the lightweight, 2 in the heavyweight, 4, 1. It's got to be 5 to get a pro card.
Yeah.
If there's not 5, then you get the chance to appeal. So, but I'm hoping for. I want a good class because I know how they go up there. They go fast, right? There's no holding poses. You got to get into your pose and get in and get out.
Yeah.
So I want a lot. I want not a lot, but I'd like to have 5 or 6 in each class would be good.
Also,
Yeah.
you brought up
do Masters division, or do you want to do open
Masters,
bodybuilding as well?
I'm doing open middleweights too. That's 176
Nice.
and a quarter. It's the same.
Yeah.
So if it was more down, if it had been down more, I wouldn't have tried. But at 176, I got to make that weight anyways for Masters lightweight. So it's open middleweight, so I'm going there too. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, see if you can't maybe
just
pick something out there.
You can.
I always did. I've done every one that I ever could when I went, so I'm not going to stop now.
No.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, it's getting a little. I have a couple more questions, but we're getting past the hour mark.
Okay.
So, Alex, you were drinking out of a new cup there. What was that?
This one,
Yeah, what's that?
just a regular cup this time.
Oh,
Looks
I'm
like
trying
bodybuilding.
I'm trying to open up a
promote.
segue for this guy to talk about his partnership, but
Okay.
Yeah, it's from a
It didn't
different
work.
brand.
Is
And I
it?
know
Oh,
what you were
damn.
getting into.
Oh, I gotta edit this part out. We were doing so well.
All right.
That's why I've been trying to not hold the logo into it.
We were doing so well. I screwed up.
That's all right.
Shit. Anyway, well,
So-
Alex.
Well, mine is. Go ahead, Josh. No, go ahead. Yeah, supplement king. Yeah.
I said, Alex, you're partnered with someone now.
Yep, I've just partnered up with. It's not really partnered up. I'm basically giving this a try. It's a brand ambassador program from Raw Nutrition from Florida. Chris Bumstead is affiliated with them too, and they've been looking for brand ambassadors, and they were advertising on Instagram. So I basically applied, and they basically gave me a chance. So I got a discount code now. It's ARAW91 if anyone wants to buy any of the Raw Nutrition supplements, like the new pre-workout, for example, from Chris Bumstead. Considering that he has a lisp, it's called Savage and not Savage, but it'll definitely give you a Savage pump for sure. I can guarantee you that. And just basically giving this a try and see whether or not this works out.
So how if you were to go type it into the computer, how would you spell your code?
It's AROD91.
That one?
There you go. Yep, exactly.
So you want to put that in there into. So there'd be like a section where it says add coupon code. That's what you put.
Exactly. You have to check out.
Excellent.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah. Or you could go support me at Mutant. Joshua T20
Either
at
or,
Mutant.
right?
Either one.
Either way.
They're both going to be
Prefer.
probably they're going to have their similarities and their differences. So
Yes.
just whatever you like better. Doesn't matter. But check out Alex's stuff. For
Pick
sure.
anyone and
I'm pretty sure you won't get a lisp if you drink it. So, well, but yeah. Let's get. I think we have like one or two more questions. Then we should be
All
good.
right.
If that's cool with you guys, we're.
Yep.
Sure.
If you had to fight, I don't know. If you had to fight 100 bodybuilder-sized chickens, or one chicken-sized bodybuilder, what would you do? What would you pick?
What? How many? How many chickens?
1 chicken the size of a bodybuilder, or 100 bodybuilders the size of a chicken.
I take the 100 bodybuilder side of the chicken
Okay, yeah.
because you can use your feet then too, right?
That's what
The other
I
way,
was-
you're just gonna keep. Yeah, you can use all limbs to do that. Just kick them trash and go.
with giant chicken.
I wouldn't want to get into a fight with a 5'7", 250-pound chicken.
I wouldn't either. That's my thought process. I went right straight to that. I wouldn't want
They'll
that.
probably
So
poke your
what's
head
the
off.
alternative? I'll take the 100 little lads.
Yeah, exactly. You get destroyed with that chicken.
Well,
Oh,
yes,
man.
like I said, then you can just kick and trash, whatever.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, wow.
If there was edible underwear, but it was protein based, would you eat it? Would you add that into your diet? If you had like
Yeah.
What?
if it was edible
I-
underwear and your partner was wearing it, but it was like protein based, would
Oh,
you
of
try to
course.
put that into your diet?
Shit. Why not? Yeah,
Sure.
because you know those things are flavored,
Oh yeah, exactly.
right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they are, but I'm
Yeah,
just
okay. Yeah, it's like he's. I don't know. He's like, "What's your favorite flavor, Jamie?"
saying. blueberry raz,
Yeah,
blueberry
Oh,
raz
boy.
flavoring. Yeah.
I like it.
Blue Asbury.
What is it?
Blue
Ooh,
Asbury.
Asbury. That's a good one, Alex. Yeah.
Ah.
Ooh, Asbury.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely be down for
Sweet.
that. That's wonderful. Awesome, guys. All right, I think that should be it. That's
So I got a
good
couple
note.
plugs, Josh, to say it.
Of course.
I like to
do it up.
I like to thank my buddy Andy Briggs for my coach for standing by me. He's doing a great job. We've been plugging away for the last probably I'm going to say 5 shows together, and we just keep getting better and
Getting better.
and I keep learning. He doesn't mind telling me everything he's doing, and we discuss everything, and yeah, it's good. And I got a supplement king, my new sponsor.
Oh,
And,
so it wasn't just the bottle you're holding. It
No,
was,
it's a new sponsor. I just signed up.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
yeah. So and
Good for you.
and my local
Congratulations.
gym. Well, thank you. And I got my local gym, River City. They're going to sponsor me for this upcoming show with the owner. He owns a Riverside Pub. It's a new restaurant. So Hennessy's Pub. Sorry, Hennessy's Pub.
Yeah, we can.
And so he has a restaurant, nice big restaurant. So he's going to hook me up with the chicken and all the stuff. And then he
wow.
owns a gym, so he's got the supplements in his gym. So yeah, he's gonna do me up a good package to finish up the show.
That's
So I'd like to thank
awesome.
him.
Where's that located at?
That's located in Miramichi, New Brunswick. Back,
right.
yep, over on the way to. It's actually called on the way to Chatham Head, but if you were in Miramichi, New Brunswick, and said, "Where's Chatham Head?" they just point. So
that
yeah.
way. Yeah.
They just point cross the bridge. So a good shout out to them boys for helping me out.
100%.
Thank them a lot.
I do have to give a shout out to Andy too. He is amazing. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And through every prep that I've been through, even though I have a coach, Andy was still there, confirming. Just
That's what he
checking up,
does.
checking up. He said, "How you doing, buddy? How's it going? You're looking great."
Yeah.
Just like Alex has a friend like that too. Alex has a
Yeah.
coach, but he also has a friend that's really in
Yeah.
touch with him.
Basically, my mentor. Yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah.
Mark.
mentor, father figure, so to speak.
Right.
Oh yeah, dude. He's the guy that basically introduced me to this.
Yeah.
So
And whenever I'm doing a show or I'm prepping for a show, I always send them pictures and videos and updates and everything.
yeah,
Yeah. I
As
do the
long as
same
he
with.
gives a thumb up, I'm good to go.
Yeah. That's it. I did that with Josh. I did it with Mike Griffin for a long while.
Yeah.
Mike Griffin was actually the one who took me and helped me win the St. John show, my very first 2 overalls. So I trained, like I said, when I was young and didn't have nobody to talk about stuff. Mike was in St. John, so I'd call him, and he and I became friends right from the young age of like 18 years old, and we stayed friends. Like I just sent him pics this morning, and he said, "Fuck it, yeah, we can swear in here,
Oh yeah,
right?"
yeah, sure.
Of
Yeah,
course
yeah.
we can.
And he said unbelievable, best yet. So yeah, so I still hang the hat on him a little bit too,
Yeah.
and he's still, because he's an amazing friend. Mike come over here and we'd hang out for the weekends and stuff, and we always had a lot of fun. So I've gained a lot of friends through bodybuilding, and so appreciative for it too, right? And I carried them, right. Like Mike's been a 30-year friend, and Andy's been a 15-year, 20-year friend, and they're all over the place. Josh, you're the last, what, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, whatever.
10
We were
years
10,
ago,
5 years. So Alex knew. I just met him, and that's
We
it's
got
all
another
good,
new one. Yeah.
right? I'm blessed with this.
Yeah. Like I like to say,
Yeah.
bodybuilding uh, takes a lot and doesn't give much, but what it
Right.
does give back is amazing, and it's worth every little bit of it.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
So
It's bodybuilding has actually, it saved me, and I mean it did. It actually kept me going when sometimes I didn't really want to keep going, and back when I was younger. So yeah, it was something that really kept me focused. When I did a contest, I knew who I was. I
yeah,
knew my goal. I knew I was almost on top of the world just because I was that bodybuilder that was competing. And yeah, that's why I think I competed so much, because it made me feel like I was somebody. It made me feel like I was in the right place. So I love to compete,
Yeah.
and I still do. And even now, the preps are so much easier for me. This
yeah,
is even
yeah.
fun. Like back in the day, I dreaded the preps because they were so damn hard. But I loved to do it so much that I just endured that just to get
Just to
the
get to
part,
the
and
end.
didn't realize that it's all on the journey too. Like, enjoy this. This is
You
what
have
it's all about. You
you
don't
have
just
to.
try to fire the days through just so you can get to the end and put one day on stage, you know, for about
Yep.
2 hours that day. It's this part up
Yeah.
Big
here. So
moment.
I learned to enjoy this. I mean, it's life, and it's who we are, and it's what we are and what we do. And so enjoy every bit of it, because we're not here forever.
That's true.
Exactly. Exactly. My battery's almost dead. Damn it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, it was good. It was good to see you, Alex. Nice to meet
Finally,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, finally.
Nice to
Finally.
meet you as well.
Yeah.
Awesome,
And
guys.
we definitely stay in touch. We're friends on Facebook now, so
Yeah.
Yes.
I get to see your updates whenever you post some.
Yep.
Cool.
That's great. I'm not
That's
much
great.
for putting the. I don't like. I just take selfie pics right in the gym and stuff, and I don't get set up, or I don't set up my big cameras and do the whole quarter turns and everything. But I just. I
You
don't. I don't have the time for it. I don't want to do it. I just put a few selfies up when I'm looking good, and I go with that. Yeah, I do a little
I
bit
want to
more
see
for
some.
supplement.
Yeah, might
I,
have to do
I
a
do
little bit.
I do a couple a week for Supplement King. You know what I mean? Just like the workouts and stuff, right? But
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
do a little social media stuff for them now, probably, but
yes, I do. Yeah.
that's a part of the deal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I have to
Yep.
get better at. Too.
Yes, and you get more comfortable, and it gets to be a little bit
Yeah.
fun too, right?
Yep.
You get comfortable. Everything gets comfortable. Like even tonight, I'm way more comfortable tonight than what we did the trial run the last time, right?
Right.
We
Yeah.
Our images are better. We can see each other, and it's way more comfortable this
Exactly.
way. It's
Way
good. It was
better.
good.
Yeah.
Yep,
Awesome.
Definitely. Had a good
Excellent.
time, for
Well,
sure.
we will definitely
sure.
we're gonna have you back on, Jamie, for sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Blast to talk with.
All right. Yeah,
You
I
make
had an
it
amazing night.
awesome. Well,
Yep.
and Alex, you
Amazing
did
time.
pretty good.
Alex, you know, okay too, buddy.
It's all right.
Alex is out. See,
Yeah,
he's
I think
froze, so
I think
he's
done.
gone.
His battery's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have you back on, man. Maybe we'll do like you're really great at this. Maybe have you on a little bit more often.
Sure. I'd love to,
Great.
Josh, for sure. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool, dude.
Okay, buddy.
We'll have you.
Thank you very
see
much.
later. Peace.
All right. Have a good evening. See ya.